All right, let's talk about something we've all felt. You step up to the tee, you put a great swing on the ball, and you watch it just fall out of the sky, way shorter than you think it should be. Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. We are going to uncover the real reason you're not getting the distance you deserve. And here's a hint, it has nothing to do with swinging harder. It is the ultimate question in golf, isn't it? It's so frustrating. You can feel the power in your swing, you know you have more in the tank, but the ball just doesn't seem to listen. You're leaving 20, 30, maybe even 40 yards on the table and you know it. But what if I told you the problem isn't actually your swing? That's right, our first instinct is always to just grip it and rip it. Try to swing faster, put more muscle behind it, but all that usually does is make things even worse. The real distance killer, the thing that's holding you back, is actually a sneaky little mistake hiding in plain sight, right in your setup.
Okay, so let's dive into our first section, the real distance killer. We're gonna look at this hidden mismatch in your setup that pretty much guarantees a weak shot before you even start your takeaway.
Okay, check this out. With an iron, everything is simple, right? The ball's in the middle of your stance, so your body naturally aligns itself square to the target. Easy. But with a driver, we move the ball way up in our stance, and your brain, without you even realizing it, sees that ball way up there, and your body subconsciously opens up to face it. And look what happens. Suddenly your forearms are pointing way left of the target. From that position, a weak slice is practically baked into the swing. And that's what we call an open setup. It's a setup that forces you to swing down and across the ball, which is the perfect recipe for that high, weak slice that just dies in the air. It's the absolute opposite of what you need to launch a powerful drive. You're basically fighting your own body from the get-go. All right, section 2, the club face commandment. Because before we can even think about fixing our body alignment, we have to talk about the #1 foundation for power, and that is the club face. Think about it for a second. If your club face is starting to come into the ball wide open, you really only have two choices, right? You can either just let it go and watch it slice into the next fairway, or you subconsciously slow down and try to steer it or flip your hands at the last second to save it. Either way, you're not swinging freely. You're compensating. And compensation is the ultimate speed killer. And this right here, this is the heart of it all. A truly square setup isn't just about aiming the club face at the target. Your forearms are the other half of this puzzle. They have to be parallel to your target line. It's a package deal. You can see right here, if they're aiming left, you're setting up for a slice. If they're aiming right, you're setting up for a hook. The club face and the forearms have to be working together. Now, this might sound a little weird, but it's a massive mental hurdle you have to get over with the driver. You have to give up control to get control. Because we swing the driver so fast, you can't manually steer it through impact. You just can't. You have to build a setup that you can trust, a setup that delivers a square face for you. It feels like you're losing control, but what you're really doing is gaining the freedom to unleash all of your power. Okay, section 3. The square forearm solution. So we know the problem, we know the goal. How in the world do we fix it? Let's get into the simple little change that solves this whole thing. And here it is. This whole fix literally takes 2 seconds. First, just give your lead hip, your left hip for a righty, a little bump toward the target. Second, add a little bit of spine tilt back, away from the target. That's it. Those 2 simple moves create just enough space for your arms and your forearms to hang naturally in that perfectly square position, setting you up to launch the ball high and long. And let me tell you, when you nail this setup, the change isn't small, it's immediate. You finally stop fighting your own body and you just let the club do what it was designed to do. This is where you find that effortless power you've been looking for all this time. So what's the payoff? Well, all of a sudden, the club face just squares itself up at impact. You don't even have to think about it. Your swing path is now perfectly primed to hit up on the ball, creating that high launch, low spin monster drive. You can finally just release the club with everything you've got, and that weak slice, it just vanishes. And the result is longer, straighter drives. It's that simple. This chart just says it all, doesn't it? That typical open setup that so many of us fall into, that's a recipe for low distance. Trying to save it with a compensating swing just gives you total inconsistency. One might be good, the next one is in the woods. But once you get that corrected setup, with that little hip bump and tilt, you put yourself in a position to hit your maximum repeatable distance, drive after drive. So, here's the biggest takeaway from all of this. Stop blaming your swing speed. Stop trying to swing out of your shoes. The power and the distance you're looking for aren't found by swinging harder. They're unlocked by getting your setup right from the very beginning. So next time you're on the tee, just remember, your longest drives start before you even take the club back.